heard from a lot of really remarkable people, and tonight you're going to hear from a very, very remarkable woman. Marie St. Fleur is my neighbor. She's a lawyer, a politician, an activist, an advocate, a mother, a grandmother, and an immigrant. She was the first Haitian American to hold public office in Massachusetts. She represented the 5th Suffolk District, which includes parts of Dorchester and Roxbury, from 1999 to 2011. And when she was in the Massachusetts legislature, she was the vice chair of the powerful Ways and Means Committee, the first woman to hold that position. That means she had beaucoup juice. And she ran an education nonprofit. She was the executive director of Embrace Boston, she was the inaugural executive director of Embrace Boston, which is the organization that brought us that beautiful monument to Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott King on Boston Common. And she's a connector and a bridge builder and a mentor and a badass who works every day to make our world better. Please welcome my friend Marie St. Fleur.
Thank you, Joyce.
Thank you.
Well, I'm here because of Joyce. I'm so
I'm here
grateful.
because of you, my friend.
I am so grateful that you invited me to be here this evening. I've never been here. But I have to tell you, music feeds the soul. It feeds the soul. I sat in that corner and felt like weights coming off of me. I can't believe it. So thank you all. And it creates great energy. Great energy. So, Joyce, I guess I'm supposed to address you on women and protest music.
You can talk to us about whatever you want.
I can talk to you about
all day long.
So, but I'm going to lean into that, though. And then, at this age, I have to take them on and put them back on. But as I was reflecting on this, and after I watched some of the videos, like I told you, you scared me to death after I watched some of the videos of the folks who've done this before. And then I said, you know what? Who am I? I'll share with you who I am. I'm Haitian American. I'm one of those folks that people talk about these days. I am the daughter of immigrants. I grew up in a little place called Upham's Corner in Dorchester. And I was raised Catholic. And I went to St. Patrick's, so I walked to school. And then I went to Monsignor Ryan Memorial, and I walked some more to school. And then I decided I didn't want to be anywhere near that after I was done. And I went off to UMass Amherst, which almost made my father crazy, because at the time they called it ZooMass. Some of y'all remember. And then I was lucky enough to then go off to Boston College Law School. What I know is this. Growing up in the late 60s and 70s, there were messages that were being given to us every day. I, as a black woman, I, as a little black girl, and I growing up in the city of Boston. Music was a way that united us. Music was a way that helped us tell our story to show how we were more connected than divided. And so it also helped give me, I guess a lot of the spine I got from some women I listened to back in the late 60s and the 70s, and of course my mother, because she gave me a whole lot of spine. And you have to think about it, and says, I was reflecting on this today. I said, what has impacted my life? What music tells a story? And I think about who we were as we came upon the shores of North America, right? So whether I landed in Haiti or Cuba or Puerto Rico, or whether I landed in Trinidad or Tobago, or wherever I landed, at the time that I came, we were in chains. And so fast forward, my family, my mother was born in the 30s. And in the 30s, there was this beautiful woman named Billie Holiday who spoke and sang about strange fruit. Now, there's a protest, because she couldn't talk about it, could she? But she could sing about it. She could talk to you about the pain, the inequity, and the trauma that people were experiencing across this country and in the colonized world. She talked about it. And you were able to hear it. Fast forward as a little girl going through a Catholic school, where I probably was the only little black girl in that school at the time. There was a woman named Nina Simone. And Nina talked to me about being young, gifted, and black. And that it was all right to stand in my truth, to be different, and to embrace all of who I was. That was through music. And you heard her too, to be young, gifted, and black. There was another woman, though, and she was a Haitian woman. Her name was Martha Jean-Claude. And Martha Jean-Claude was protesting what was happening in Haiti at the time. At that time, because you know Haiti was occupied by the United States from the 1900s, 1915 to 1930, I think it was 1933. And there was a junta that was put in place when they removed the president. So you got to understand why you got some of these migrants on your shores. There's a history that brings them here. And we have to think about that sometimes. And Martha sang a protest song called Shukun. If you ever get a chance to find it, find the lyrics to Shukun where she talks about it. And because she was protesting, they locked her up and put her in jail. She was 8 months pregnant when they locked her up and put her in jail. That's what women do when they believe in something. That was Martha Jean-Claude. And then as I fast forward, and I'm thinking, I took some notes, and I'm like, who are the people who sang to me at the time? There was a woman named Helen Reddy. And I remember, because I was in my kitchen when I first heard, I am woman, hear me roar. Does anybody remember that song? Yes. I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore, and pretend. Come on. Whoa, no, I am wise. Yes, I've paid the price, but look how much I've gained. If I have to, I do it all. Yes, I am strong. I am invincible. I am. That's right. That's right. And so imagine being 10 years old and hearing that song over and over again. Do we not doubt that? I knew I could do anything. I knew that I was invincible. And I knew that possibilities were open to me. That is the power of song, the power of music. It creates emotion. It creates commitment. It creates mobility because it gets you moving. And it creates connection. And that's what a lot of those songs have done. And I'm going to leave you with a couple more because I want y'all to go find some Haitian artists. There's a young woman who talks. Her name is Emeline Michel. And if you go find her lyrics about Haïti Se, and it's called Haïti Se, Ayitise, right? 2 words, Haïti Se. And it says Haiti is. And listen to her words. They'll translate it for you. Google Translate will do it for you. And it tells you about that country. It tells you about that island. It tells you about the people. It tells you about the culture. It tells you about the food. It tells you about the contributions. And it tells you about who we are here and why it is that we are natural parts of the Americas. I've never felt un-American because I was born in the Americas, okay? So that's what it'll tell you about. So I want you to do that. And so I guess I will close with this. We're in a strange place, but we've been in strange places before. And one of the things that they can't do, if you won't allow it, is to have them divide us again. Okay? We will not let them divide us again. And girls, we're not going back home. We're out. We're not going back home because that's what some of this game's about. We're not going back home. Helen had it right. We're not going back. All right? And so protest to me is what we do every day by being true to ourselves and making certain that we stay connected. Some people get out there and they can take the signs and what have you. That's part of it. But part of it as well is being able to be human, connecting with each other, waking up every day with the commitment that we are part of the human population, that human culture, and we're going to retain it no matter what they say, no matter what they do. Because if we don't, then there's nothing different about us, is there? And so we will not allow it. And so when you protest, you get up in the morning, when you see your neighbor, you say good morning. That's a sign of protest because they expect you to ignore them, right? That's right. Ain't that true? You know? And when somebody kicks you and they are rude, tell them, I'm sorry. Tell them you're sorry because you got to get people to think. And when you see a young person who's not acting right, tell them to think about it, okay? We used to do that for each other. So that's a way of protesting, by reclaiming what is ours, by reclaiming what little by little we've been given away. So are we women, are we men gonna stand together and reclaim our humanity, because that belongs to us and no government? Thank you.
Marie St. Fleur. You should all come to Dorchester and visit. There's lots of great Haitian people there. Haitian food, all of it. Thank you so much for being here. Being in community with all of you on these nights is really, it's really life affirming. So thank you for being here, and we will see you next month. Thank you.